Being able to meet with an engineer just on a pre-production level before you even do a session goes a very long way. Just having some conversations, discussing your goals and your experiences and so forth, having kind of more of a personal connection with who you're working with right off the bat makes it feel more like you're friends rather than I'm somebody you hired to do a certain project. So the more that you can kind of develop that friendly relationship, the more it feels more like you're kind of hanging out doing this music thing together rather than I'm here to do this recording thing and he's here to criticize it. And that's another big thing too, is the more you get into to various recording studios and work with various engineers, you're going to find we're here to help. We're not here to try to make you feel bad or to just squeeze a dollar out of you or whatever it might be. We got into this line of work because we love music. So our ability to kind of facilitate other people making music is an honor for us. So kind of look at it as being a two-way relationship. You're not just here to try to impress me or anything like that. I'm here to try to help you get to the level you're trying to get to. And whatever weaknesses might come up along the way aren't going to be something that you're chastised for. They're going to be something we kind of approach like, hey, what if you try doing it this way? So just coming in somewhat open-minded and again knowing that you're going to have a good working relationship with the engineer. Just having that comfort level is going to make the session go much smoother and alleviate a lot of the stress. Probably the biggest difference between working with a professional band and sort of amateur musicians and so forth is just their own familiarity with their sound. For example, I've never understood this, especially as a bass teacher. A lot of drummers don't know how to tune their drums. One of the first things you learn on any other instrument is how to tune your instrument, or at least for guitar and bass and clarinet and all the different instruments you might learn in school or in private lessons. The first thing you learn is how to tune it. But a lot of drummers don't know how to tune their drums. So right off the bat, a professional drummer, for surface value, is usually going to have a better sounding drum set than an amateur drummer. And then those same sorts of things kind of carry over to other instruments. Electric guitar players don't always know what their amp is going to sound like being heard by a microphone. So they have their amp set up the way they like that it sounds in their living room at home, but they're not necessarily thinking about how it's going to sound in the studio with a microphone in front of it. Where a professional guitarist that's in the studio every day, they already have some idea of what an engineer is going to kind of do to dial things in and how the microphone is going to hear it. So again, the sound that they give you right off the bat is usually a better quality sound. So an entire group of professional musicians is overall going to sound better before I even start doing my job. Is going to sound better acoustically, not necessarily musically, because there are some great musicians out there who unfortunately aren't pros. But in terms of sound quality, usually that initial sound is the biggest difference. There is also, of course, the comfort level. People that are in a studio all the time, it's basically like going to the supermarket. There's no stress, no concerns about performing well or anything. They just come in and do their thing. Where somebody that's not in the studio all the time, it's a new environment and can be intimidating, and usually nerves can come into play a little bit too. I love being a musician. I therefore love making music. Being the person that plays the music is definitely one of my favorite things, but being in a position to help other people make music is a pretty cool thing too. I spent a lot of years as a private teacher, and in a way it's almost like I'm still kind of teaching that I'm helping people get to that next step or that next level or that goal that they've set. But rather than by showing them how to do something, I'm kind of facilitating them creating some sort of a product that demonstrates their abilities. So it's neat to have a hand in kind of seeing somebody develop in the music business. And it's also just an opportunity to work on a wide variety of things. It never gets boring. I might literally go from a classical session one day to a rock session the next day to a film score thing the next day, and just working in this different world every day is very creatively stimulating and then just very rewarding.